This is the Rangers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Texas Rangers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, after erupting for 15 runs last night, it was one and done for the Rangers tonight as reality struck back in, and the A's struck for 6 runs in the top of the ninth to stun Texas by the final of 7-1. Here we go. Welcome into the Rangers POSTCAST, your team every day, and in our case, your team every single game. My name is Jeff Iggs, longtime host and reporter. Thank you for watching Locked On Sports Rangers, your destination after every single game, win or lose. You can also find us on the Locked On Rangers podcast feed. That is where you will find the outstanding work of Bryce Paterick every single day. But for us tonight, another tough one. No way to sugarcoat it. Back to normal, back to reality. As the Rangers continue to struggle offensively, they fall to the A's 7-1.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Well, as I said, after the big win last night with 15 runs, another really rough night for the Rangers offense. And it's not even about the runs. I'm genuinely not trying to be a jerk here at all. I'm really not. That's not my character. For those of you that know me, I know a lot of you don't, but I'm not a vindictive, yell, insult, shock jock, try to put people down to make myself look good. But I mean this sincerely and constructively. For an offense that on paper is so good, it is genuinely, sincerely stunning to me how, this team can't even move runners over. They can't even get a fly ball. They can't hit a ground ball to move a runner from second to third or first to second or just a pop fly to the outfield. I don't know what they work on or what they don't work on, but I've never seen just a collective group struggle, for so long in so many games to do so many of the little things. Like I said, hey, everybody's going to have a bad game, a bad week, a bad stretch, but we are turning the page into May tomorrow, actually, about an hour, less than an hour, a couple hours, I should say. And man, that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about as well. We're going to be changing the calendar, and you have to wonder, will the month of May bring some kind of a change with this Rangers roster? I read the comments. Thank you to Texas Hobby Bin for reminding me right before I signed off last night. But I read the comments to you from Rangers president Chris Young about how they're really taking a look at everything. They're evaluating everything, and everybody's to blame, and everybody takes responsibility. Great answer, the right answer, if you will. But man, we're getting, I know it's April, but at the same time, usually, early May, mid-May, you kind of have an idea of where things stand. And, I think Chris Young and the front office, have to make some tough decisions of, do we think some guys, might be just done? Do we need to make a move? Do we need to kind of bring somebody else from the outside just to kind of shake things up and to give this team a boost? I don't know. Those are going to be tough conversations that need to be had. But man, I always say, you know, it seems like baseball more than any other sport because, I mean, you look at the NFL, right? You look at the NBA, for the most part, there's no huge surprises, right? You kind of have an idea for the most part who's going to be in the playoffs, who's going to be good, who really has a chance to compete. But man, of all the sports, baseball, man, when you are in baseball, when you are picked or favored or expected to win, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, it's just a different kind of a pressure, and the majority of guys can't handle it. And even now, with all of the extra playoff spots, I mean, this Rangers team was so great and so clutch in 2023, and last year was coming back and repeating and all the injuries and everything, and so they got healthy, feel like they put the lineup on paper to be really good, and they went into this season with this expectation that they would win the division, kind of a weaker AL West, and that they would be able to hang and go all the way. And I'm not saying that they can't. I'm not saying that the season is over, but I mean, this team is really, really pressing, and you're looking for anybody to kind of give this team a boost or give this team a spark. And man, it is just not there. It is just, I mean, even Wyatt and Josh Smith, who have been so great. I mean, now it's contagious and it's caught on to them. And tonight, I mean, Bruce Bochy puts Jake Berger into the third hole because he had success against Severino, and Berger struck out 4 times. I mean, so I mean, this team is, like I said, I do not envy Chris Young, Bruce Bochy, and the front office and the Rangers personnel, because they need to have some tough conversations, and some tough decisions are going to have to be made. So we're going to talk about that, and of course another wasted start for Nate Eovaldi, who pitched really, really well. Certainly deserved a win tonight. 6 shutout innings, 1 run, again, no walks with 8 strikeouts, and the bullpen, the Rangers bullpen has been great. And as I said, the force was not with Luke Jackson tonight. This is for me anyway, second straight outing where he struggled, and it seems like it's now in his head too, even though he's not hitting. He's in a funk. And so, man, you just hope that you got Tyler Mahle tomorrow against an A's starter that has really been hit hard of late. And then, a big weekend series coming up with the first place Rangers. Maybe, the Rangers going into that series behind and kind of as underdogs. Maybe that will be what they need to get them going. We'll see. All right, when we come back, want to hear from you via the comment crew. A lot of you, once again, have weighed in. We'll get to your thoughts and comments. Also, we'll talk about the turning point and a whole lot more. Ugly one, though, tonight. The Rangers fall to the A's 7-1. This is the Rangers Postcast. All right, I want to talk to you about Monarch Money and what they're doing. If you ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go between dining out, online, shopping, and entertainment, it's very easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. some surprising insights. You realize how much you're spending on everything from food delivery to whatever else, and you can budget smarter and save more. They offer all-in-one convenience and easy collaboration. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And we got to tell you again about Wonderful Pistachios. If you're looking for a snack that is both delicious and nutritious, crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios, one of the highest protein nuts. Each one out serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling better, fuller, longer. If you love the no shells variety, it's the perfect grab and go to snack for busy days, whether you're at your desk on a road trip or you need just a quick protein boost. They're always the go-to. And if you love cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell options are a classic favorite. So again, how these little green wonders pack a protein punch, that's the great thing. Get snacking and get cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. All right, welcome back to the Rangers postcast. The Rangers fall to the A's again in Game 3 as Sacramento takes the series lead 2-1. We told you what we're talking about. As for the turning point in this game,
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Well, clearly the easy answer would be the top of the ninth when the A's scored 6 runs in the top of the ninth, but I would go back to the bottom of the 8th. You could go to the bottom of the 6th as well. Again, bottom of the 6th, the Rangers had the bases loaded, 1 out. Leote hit a little pop-up to third base, and Wyatt Langford struck out. And then in the bottom of the 8th, after a Simeon walk and a Josh Young single to left, Adolis hit a line drive to first, Jonah Henry a pop foul to left, and Leote struck out. Rangers went 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, and they now have 0 home runs in their last 6 games, going all the way back to 2021, their longest streak without a home run. All right, let's get to the comments. Want to hear from you via the comment crew. Ricky Gonzalez gets us going. Back to making average to below average pitchers look like Cy Young candidates. Is it just me, or is every other Ranger batter getting into an 0-2 hole? There is Texas Hobby Bin. He says, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Yeah, no doubt. Tyler says, does Berger have minor league options? Israel says, this one really hurt. Eovaldi pitches lights out. What would this team be without great pitching? Scary to even imagine. Noah Day says, hit the showers, guys. What an embarrassing loss. 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Are you kidding me? The barrel is not being put on the ball. Every hit is just a weak slap, it seems, at the ball. Israel jumps in again, and I'm talking about our starters. I don't know what's happening with the bullpen lately. And Tyler says, this offense has been so weird. We get the hits, but not when it matters the most. 808 Cowboy says, pathetic. Noah says, Tyler, I couldn't agree more. They are too patient or too aggressive with runners in scoring position. There is no groove. Avertify says, I mean, what do we do here? That is awful. Also, I've been saying Luke Jackson is not a closer. We need to swap him for Martin or Garcia. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if Bruce will give him an opportunity again with a clean save situation. I mean, he's come in the last two times with the game tied and has not done well. I know he didn't give up the first runner. Garcia gave up the hit, but he did not get out of it, and was probably his worst outing of the season tonight for sure for Luke. Isaac Harlan jumps in. This team does not make any sense. Why can't they just score at least decently? They can't score how many runs they scored in yesterday's game every time, but they need to score at least a decent amount. For example, score 4 runs a game would be nice. Yeah, I'll take 3 at this point. Tyler says, who else is excited to watch the Rangers make Springs look like a Cy Young candidate? Paul Wilson says, was last night real? More of the same tonight. And then Israel says, the road ahead doesn't get any easier either. Their next 3 series are all against teams with better records than them. All right. Lots of good comments, lots of good input and feedback there. And I agree wholeheartedly. Like I said, maybe going up against the Mariners as kind of the underdogs with getting called out. Hopefully they'll bounce back tomorrow with Tyler Mahle and get the split. Corey Seager is eligible to come back on Saturday. Sounds like they think that's going to happen. Maybe that'll be the boost that they need to kind of get everybody going. I'm sure Bruce is going to be tweaking with the lineup, though, more again. Like I said, he moved Jake Berger up to third tonight, and he struck out 4 times. So no easy answers, no quick fix. But like I said, this team is pressing, and they're not enjoying themselves. They're not having fun. The swagger is not there right now, and that's even with lights out pitching. So I don't know. They're going to go to Boston next week. Maybe a road trip with kind of everybody together. I know they just came back from the road, but I don't know. You can see I'm grasping at straws here, but I think the fact that Chris Young made those comments the way that he did, I think you got to look. You've got an excellent rotation, and sometimes making a trade just to make a trade can be a good thing. Sometimes you need to just shake it up a little bit, send a message, let the guys know that we believe, we think you can do it, we think we've got the team. I know it's early. Again, I usually try to give at least until mid to late May before you really start etching things in stone. But man, and in fairness, I think we all have. We've seen teams that are kind of mediocre and they get hot at the All-Star break. We've seen teams kind of get hot in August and really crank it through August and into September and go on runs. So there's all that, but it just seems it's just a real grind right now for everybody, and they're just going to have to keep fighting and work their way out of it. Until something happens. They did take a lot of pitches tonight. That was good, but man, they need to have, I think, a conversation again about just having better at bats with runners in scoring position. And I think maybe they should use some of their BP before the game, to kind of work on situational hitting a little bit and try to come up with, okay, try this. Give me a fly ball to right. Give me a ground ball to the left. I mean, just something to kind of get these guys going. But we shall see. All right. Hey, thank you guys for jumping in. Man, I'm not enjoying this either. Tough seeing those wasted innings and another wasted start for Eovaldi. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I'll be with you after the game tomorrow afternoon. Israel, thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it. And as Israel says, the good days will hopefully come soon, and hopefully that will be as soon as tomorrow. A great way to begin the month of May. All right, guys, that'll do it. Talk to you tomorrow. Rangers lose to the A's 7-1. This has been the Rangers Postcast.